Can I have that jacket?
Oh, baby. Hell no.
You don't
almost got it autographed by Tim Raines, but it took too long.
Rock.
You do not have a better jacket than that, do you, Roy Wood Jr.?
No one does.
You don't have that. Expos jacket is old school and wonderful, and you must wear that with a great deal of pride.
Here's the problem, though. When you wear this jacket, real Expo fans come up to you and try to have statistical conversations that I am not prepared to have. And all I can go is, yeah, man, 94 would have been the year, but that strike, man, damn.
That's all you need, Roy.
There's nothing worse than wearing a jacket of a team you don't know nothing about. I'm a Cubs fan. Hey, man, Larry Walker, him good.
You just need a handful of Moises Alou stats or something, but you can't even fake it, huh?
Bro, I can't do it. I saw Marquise Grissom at a golf thing in Birmingham a couple weeks ago, and even then, he was like, oh, that's a nice jacket. I was like, Cubs, yes, Cubs. I'm like, please, Father God, don't ask me about anything that happened in Montreal during your time there. Let's just talk about the Braves. Good catch with the Braves. Yeah, you caught that ball.
Roy, listen, just say you hate David Sampson, okay? When someone brings up the Expos, he killed baseball in Montreal, just so you know. Just say you don't like David Sampson, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. And so I can get punched in the face by Sampson when I'm down in Miami somewhere.
He can't reach your face, I promise.
You shouldn't be making short jokes at anyone's expense. You're not very much taller than David Sampson.
But I'm taller.
He's got shows coming up next month in Bloomington, Indiana, and St. Louis, and in Chicago. Get your tickets at RoyWoodJr.com. You were at the Netflix is a Joke Fest. May still be, for all I know. How much fun was all of that?
It was a good time. I think they just wrapped up last weekend. To be able to thank you to everybody in LA that came out. But I think also the cool thing with the Netflix is a Joke Festival for comedians, it's kind of like a class reunion. So, you see the Chappelles and the Jon Stewarts and the Cat Williams and the Kevin Hart. We had a nice brunch at Ted Sarandos's home. I guess I don't know, some rich person's front yard. We were in there. And so we had a chance also to see Sinbad, who, has had some health issues over the last couple of years. And they did a wonderful benefit show for his health fund as well. So, all in all, it was a good time just for me to be able to meet some of the OGs in the game.
I saw you in a photograph that had more great comedians than I've ever seen in one photograph together. Is that a common thing? Because it was just a lot of you in one place, and I don't know how many photographs like that have ever been taken.
In the modern day, not many, if any. With that volume of comics, like that legendary Harlem photo with all of the Harlem musicians during the Harlem Renaissance era. Not ever. I mean, the only other festival we've had up until this was the Montreal Comedy Festival, the Just for Laughs Festival, which just bankrupted last year, ironically. So for Netflix to kind of slide in and have an opportunity to celebrate comedy at its biggest scale all the way down to the smaller clubs. I mean, you're talking about legends all the way down to open micers who all get an opportunity to be seen by industry. And then, of course, the Tom Brady roast. You're not going to have that unless you have every great comic in town on the set. It's really it's the We Are the World of comedy, where the We Are the World taping only happened because there was a bunch of, listen at me, I watched one documentary. You ever talk to somebody who watches one doc and they act like, I read a book about, no, you didn't. You watched the doc like everybody else, dummy. But it was because there was a music awards show in town and all the stars were already here. So F it, let's do a song. So I think that's kind of probably part of why the Tom Brady roast was so star-studded too.
How stressful was it choosing where to stand in that photo? Because I was stressed out for a lot of people in that photo. I was just like, if I was there, it would be just so stressful. I'm
not stressed at all. Anything with more than 5 people, I stand to the edge of all photos because the center is where the scandals be. If you ever watch, somebody in the center of that photo has done something that is not public yet. and I don't want to be the person next to that person.
It's Bert Kreischer. It's shirtless Bert Kreischer.
No doubt, it's Kreischer.
He's right. He's right in the middle of the photo, smiling.
Bro, I don't fool with the center of photographs ever. Put me on the edge. That way, I know I get cropped out in your documentary. I'm not gonna be in it. Cause whenever you're grinning next to the person, they just go, "Ain't that your boy? You with the butt." You just took one picture with Trump accidentally in 1984, and now 50 years later, that's your boy, ain't it? Do you support his policies? It's like, man, I should have stood on the edge.
Why aren't the potentially scandalous people the ones on the outside? Like, my cousin's grandmother used to tell, like, her grandkids' boyfriends and girlfriends, like, go stand on the edge of the photo. That way, when you guys break up, we can just cut you out and still save the photo. So, like, why is the photographer not doing the same with potentially scandalous people and letting them know, like, hey, I feel like you may have some stuff come up in the future?
Scandalous people want to be the center of attention. That's why they're always in the middle of the photo. You can't push them off. They have ego. They want you to know that they're out there and doing the damn thing. Look, man, it's too many scandals and too much dirt coming up about people left and right that I just don't want to be in nobody's photos no more, man. I'm done with it. How's that picture with Diddy working out for you now? Huh? Sure you're glad you took that one, right?
It's a dangerous game.
Maybe has a picture with Diddy?
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't know, bro.
Right.
I worked in hip hop radio for 15 years. Do you know how many pictures I've taken with rappers? I don't know what's gonna happen to me, Dan. So now, every photo, I'm on the edge. That was the perfect place. Put me next to Kim Jong, and I think I'm over there with all the Asian comics that came out that day.
You mentioned
I'm
Trump.
pretty sure it's Atsuko, it's Kim Jong. There's a couple, but Jimmy O Yang, he's over. Yeah, man, put me over there in the corner with the no scandal Asian comedians.
You mentioned Trump, and new polling out today from the New York Times says that he leads Biden in 5 crucial battleground states. He wins more than 20% of black voters, the highest level of black support for any Republican presidential candidate since the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Is that shocking to you?
Well, is it shocking that black people are rocking with Trump?
At the highest rate since the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
What does that mean? Like the polls, like it's like this is the most black since freed the slaves. Like that makes it seem like Trump is as good as slavery freeing like Republicans from back in the day. I'm not surprised at any of this because we got I think we got more single issue voters than we've ever had as a voting populace now. So if you have someone that is just saying the right thing, even if it logically does not make sense yet, you probably could get that person's vote right now. We're so in pain and so fed up with not being serviced as a black people that some of us are just gonna go, all right, I'll do anything but this. I'm not surprised by it. I think everybody should be doing their homework on the policies a little bit more. And I think if you do that, you probably would have these candidates more neck and neck than 20% up.
Michael Cohen's on the stand.
I don't agree with it.
Michael Cohen's on the stand this week. Do voters care? Do you think they care? Or is this something that people don't care about because it's not on television and it's courtroom sketches?
I don't think people care. We need cameras back in the courtroom, bro. That's the only way. The OJ trial was made because of the video. If there was a sketch of OJ putting the glove on, nobody would have cared. It's got to be the right circus. And it's crazy because this is the simplest of all the Trump cases to follow, and we don't care. It's the simplest. Did you pay her or not to shut up after y'all got butt naked? That's literally what it's not hiding holdings and manipulating people and the money and the stocks and where are you hiding the real estate? It's just, yeah, did you wear a condom or not? Like, it's hilarious, but I also, sidebar, how is courtroom drawer, how is that still a job? And I'm trying to be respectful when I ask this question. There's 2 jobs that I don't understand how they're still jobs. I'm happy people have a job, but I'm trying to understand in this day and age of cameras and also just AI, How is person drawing what happened still a job? Also, movie theater ticket ripper. Why do we still need this person? Who is this person in charge of ripping a sheet of paper in half? And where does the other half of that paper go?
Excellent questions that I have not considered until
The
right
movie
now.
should literally be a boarding pass scan like you get on a flight situation at this point. We don't need ticket theater 2 to the left. Huh? Why? If I can find my airline gate without assistance, I'm pretty sure I can find which one of these theaters got the Planet of the Apes movie. I'm digressing, but I don't. And these drawings aren't always good, and we have to act like it's good because it's the only drawing we have. Why not have competing drawers in the courtroom? Is there more than?
I have to disagree. Yeah. The Tom Brady courtroom sketch is one of the greatest works of art, I think, of the 21st century. I don't know if you remember that one, but
because it was terrible. He looked like a caveman. I remember that. It's only good when it's bad. Like that's it
is. It's hard to explain, but if you don't allow cameras in the courtroom, what do you want them to do? You want to use artificial intelligence to just figure out how to do that?
It is one of the most inexplicable, like technology-proof jobs. Like two people who work forever is courtroom drawer person and Vanna White. And like just for whatever reason, technology will never eliminate either of those two jobs. And I met Vanna White when I did Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. I said it to her face. It's all respectful right now.
Again, you're hitting him with the look at me, Louie. He doesn't necessarily know the show just because he's mentioning stories from his past. What did you make of students walking out of Jerry Seinfeld's graduation speech at Duke this weekend?
I don't think it's any different from any of the other protests. The students have a right to do that. The wilder thing is that, I don't know if you saw the footage of it, Seinfeld is like, got this smirk the whole time while it's happening, almost as if he's like, oh yeah, I've expected this. I've anticipated pause for booze within my act. I think that with all of the protests, what we can't do as grown-ups is write off young people as just being huffy and not knowing anything. These kids are more plugged in and more educated on topics way faster and sooner than we need it to be. So I think that thinking that they don't have the same scope of world politics as we did when we were at that age, I think we're really, really, really underestimating the value of the youth vote and what their opinions hold.
Before we get to the Drake-Kendrick beef, I did want to ask you, and I failed to ask you when you were talking about it before, Netflix bankrolling your industry right now. You mentioned that the Comedy Festival in Montreal had gone bankrupt. What is Netflix doing right now for your industry?
Netflix is keeping stand-up comedy, at the forefront. My hope is that the other streamers will eventually follow suit. HBO Max has some stuff, Max now. They still have, new stand-up specials and everything. But I think Netflix by volume is they're dominant. Netflix is today what Comedy Central was 20 years ago. When Comedy Central had stand-up on almost every night of the week, they had hour specials, they had half hours. I'm old enough to remember when Dane Cook was only doing 20 minutes up in Hudson Yards in New York City. So they're integral to getting the industry of stand-up comedy relevant in the sense that what Netflix does, by putting comedy on television, you're encouraging people to go and see comedy live. Part of what the Netflix is a Joke Festival does, in my opinion, is that it shows a bunch of people all out seeing comedy live. So when these people, no matter who they are, no matter where they are and where they rank in the game, when they come to your town, you're more inclined to go see them live. The idea of still getting up off your ass and going into a building and buying 2 drinks still will make sense to the next generation of comedy fans. So, I think that part of it, we talk about bankrolling, but the idea of like stand up as a showcasey thing on TV, like Evening at the Improv or Comic View or Premium Blend, or those shows are gone, where it used to be a 30-minute show with 4 comics all doing a couple of minutes apiece. You might get some comedy on Fallon still. You might get some, every now and then on Colbert, But by and large, at volume, stand-up comedy is not on TV, on cable, the way it was 20 years ago. So if Netflix is going to flood the block with content, so be it. That's good for my industry, and it's good for the comedy clubs.
If you want to get up off your ass and get 2 drinks and sit in a building in Bloomington, Indiana, or in St. Louis, or in Chicago, or 30 minutes outside of Chicago, you can get tickets at roywoodjr.com, and you should do so.
He's got me scrolling through all my old photos, and I'm deleting a lot of them. Like, I'm deleting Sid Rosenberg photos. I mean,
one of them's done something. I guarantee you.
Oh, he's got a photo from the 80s with O.J. Simpson. He does. Stugotz does.
Yeah.
They're
And you know
deleting
what?
photos
and if
with
you're
him.
The person, and if you go through your photos, and you're the person in the center of most of the photos,
I am.
It's you.
The
problem is you.
You could have deleted the OJ one a while ago.
I should have.
You quit The Daily Show about 8 months ago. Jon Stewart is 3 months into his return. He seems to have done good by the ratings. Have you been watching? Do you watch?
Yeah, I still watch the show. Funny fact about that Netflix photo, that was the first time I've seen Jon since everything, changed over or whatever at the show. And we had a good, quick little chit chat about everything. The ratings are up. The show is relevant. It's an election year. It's an essential program. I still watch it. There's not a lot of places other than Daily Show or John Oliver where I can get the news boiled down to some degree. I watch Bill Maher when I can. So I still want to be informed. I just didn't want to work in that environment for a little while because it's too pressure filled. But in terms of still figuring out what's going on, I'm not going to watch CBS Sunday mornings every week. That's too slow.
Oh, Jane
I need
Pauley?
a joke or two.
Oh, come on. I love that stream with little birds. 90 seconds of a stream, a sound of a stream. What is one?
It's a bird chirping.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
come on.
here's 90 seconds of serenity with the world's oldest television program.
I'm excited to see what Jon Stewart and him do on the road. Jon Stewart is at his best. He's like Conan, where you put him out of town, out of his element, and then I think that's where he really becomes on steroids. So when the Daily Show goes to the conventions this summer, I think that's when you're really going to see the show hit another level.
I am told that you have a theory of diss tracks and how they relate to sports. I'm very excited about where this might be going because beefs are having a moment. If you throw the Brady roast in with everything that happened here with Drake and Kendrick, Drake's security guard got shot outside his mansion. Another rapper is claiming that Drake allegedly paid him $150,000 for information on Kendrick's fiancée. So it is now time. What do we have here in terms of imaging for Roy Wood's semi-sure bet of the week?
Semi-sure, guaranteed. Oh, that's nice music. I appreciate that.
A lot of work by our production staff putting together only the finest for you.
Quality. You guys need to hire Metro Boomin like Kendrick did.
We do not have a
Little
lot
out of our budget.
a lot of money for licensing music, and so we just go to a generic bet. You deserve more as someone who has worked at the height of entertainment.
This used to be an ad read bet at ESPN.
Yes,
Damn it.
It's not.
Roy,
great.
we don't have air conditioning.
It's not great music. We don't have water
That's what I
today.
use for Stugotz.
Okay, so now it's my job, Dan, to be responsible in giving your listeners a guaranteed sure sports bet that they can take to the bank. And I do this using guaranteed data. I've done the analytics on this. Now, beef tracks have been the thing. Now, what was interesting, I'm going to ask you, Dan, what was interesting about the Kendrick v. Drake battle to you? Give me one thing that stood out above all.
I mean, that Kendrick's hate for the essence of Drake seems to be substantive and real. That he rains down judgment from on high as if he's better than him at everything.
Correct, but wrong. It's an interracial rap battle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we're going to do here. All right, let's hear this.
We have a lot of rap battles in hip hop, but what we don't have on a regular basis is interracial rap battles. So I went back and dug in the crates and I found out some years of more recent interracial battles in music between artists hating one another. 2013, you had Eminem versus Melly Mel. 2021, you had Tekashi 6ix9ine versus Meek Mill. That's the old Puerto Rican v. Black, if you're wondering what Tekashi is. 2018, you got Donald Trump versus Ice Cube. I guess that one didn't really play out on wax, but still a beef nonetheless. 2017, Taylor Swift v. Kanye. Taylor Swift, took a jab at Kanye in one of her records. In 2016, my personal favorite, Katy Perry and Nicki Minaj versus Taylor Swift and Remy Ma. Now, in those same years, we're talking 2016, your NBA champion was the Cleveland Cavaliers. 2017, your champion was the Golden State Warriors. 2018, Golden State Warriors. 2021, the Milwaukee Bucks. 2023, the Los Angeles Lakers. Was it the Lakers in 23? No.
The IST, yeah.
The in-season tournament?
Yeah.
IST. Okay, yeah. We take that. That plays.
Okay, that works. You seem to have a factual thing there. Your brain got stuck on
this is the almost for sure.
We got
bet.
it. Yes.
Right.
He needed the
For
Lakers
a
to win
reason.
something.
Yes, okay. The semi-sure bet of the week, almost guaranteed.
Now, Dan, about all those NBA champions, what letter is the same in all of those NBA champions? Golden State, Cavaliers, Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks.
Is there an A in everything? No.
The letter A.
Okay.
The letter A.
What does
So
that mean?
now, in years that we've had interracial rap battles, you have seen an NBA team with the letter A take home a trophy. This year, in this year's NBA playoffs, the teams remaining with an A in their team name: Mavericks, Pacers, Cavaliers. One of those three will be your NBA
Wait a
champion.
minute.
They all have S's also. I mean.
But none of them are going to be my NBA champion. Like you mentioned all the three teams that are not.
Are you questioning Roy Wood?
Well, I mean, it is semi-sure guaranteed bet of the week.
Are we not in the midst of a current interracial rap battle?
Yes, we
or
are.
no?
Yes, we are.
And when there is an interracial rap battle, does a team with an A win the trophy? Yes or no?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, Mavericks, Pacers, Cavaliers. Those are your picks. Guaranteed Mavericks out the West. Put that money down right now. Put your house up.
Put my house up on the Mavs?
They're up 2-1.
You seen Denver?
Yeah, and Minnesota has an
Y'all
A,
sound scared. Scared money don't make money.
He's right about that.
but it's not an A in the first name like Minnesota or the team. It's
Listen, don't dissect. Don't stop it. Stop it.
just okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is the almost for sure bet.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
He doesn't listen well, Roy.
All right. I will stop it. I will tell the audience.
Dallas Mavs to the finals. Pacers, Cavaliers, Eastern Conference Finals. Put it down.
The NBA's worst nightmare.
Okay, yes, it really is. You are wishing ill upon the NBA. I will tell the people again, RoyWoodJr.com is where you go next month. Bloomington, Indiana, St. Louis, and Chicago. Thank you, Roy. Always appreciate the time, sir.
I don't feel like y'all appreciate the knowledge that I bring to this program, but,
Why?
thank you anyway.
No, it's good. It's good knowledge. We didn't respect it with good music. We got it. We have to. You have worked in the highest realms of entertainment comedy on television.
Turning it louder doesn't make it better.
It doesn't make it better. Making
it does. It makes it sound official.
It is. You know what? It's right. It does make it sound better.
All right, boys.
See ya.